action now, baby. So, Miami, this is it. Round 5.
Clean headshot as well. He's looking to make it a second, and he doesn't do it just yet, but he's jocked for position, pushing up Cat, spotting both players. 1v3 situation, now 1v2.
Pedal to the metal, he's just sprinted up from Catwalk. Nico's the closer of the two, but down he goes. Magisk removed and Faze Clan pick up pistol.
The double peek is out, and it's a clean round. Now, the focus of the round there is on Device at Car. He's stopping everybody from crossing Cat, but if the focus for Astralis is him at Car, then the focus for Faze is the flashbangs to push him off, and they had perfect arcs every single time. And then eventually Guardian was able to win his duel very cleanly with the USP he picked up from a lost CT. Now, see, they'll move into an anti-eco round, fast smokes out towards long, as we can see this long line of Ts all pushing out.
Yeah, charging off the MAC-10. Adrian's gonna get it done eventually. Zipex the first casualty through smoke, Guardian bests another, and they continue the spray in the off chance that there's 5 CTs, but the remainder of Astralis, oh, they're here in the side of the tunnels.
Yeah, they'll have to push through, see what they can do with the pistols. There's not many options, and Nico, as a backup plan, is aware, but so is Dupree. Clean headshot with that USP. He'll go for a big flank. He's picking up an AK, and it looks like he'll take this one and save. It's pretty clean anti-eco round so far from FaZe Clan. You need to count these dollars. They all add up to a lot in these future rounds. So after this, bomb will get planted. Certainly see a defuse here, and it'll be Astralis to talk about the next round. Now again, there's a lot that can go on here. It's really good, I think, that we see Astralis on the CT side, especially because that's where a lot of their key players shine. Zipex, I think, is the best mid to B player in the world. You have Glaive, who's kind of taken over Magisk's spot from some time now, and he's been great in pit, but him and Device are usually in a 2-1-2 setup, and they both have to share the responsibility of many, many cat takes that seem to be prevalent in today's game. Adrian, clearing that tire. I mean, they're going through every nook and cranny right now.
But Dupree is going to make off with an AK in the end of it, or is he? Olaf's got that last chance. Faze pick up the round, and yes, he'll save it. So 1 AK added to the collection as Astralis go down 2-0.
Yeah. We'll talk about this one. Augs trading hands right now, and we don't know what kind of pace Astralis want to set. We saw how aggressive they were on that pistol round, but that's a one-off. Less utility. They know they can kind of get away with those cheeky pushes, and here it is. Device is going to be opping nice and early. Nico's going to meet him halfway. It's not actually Guardian to pick it up, interestingly enough. But maybe he's got that fast B spawn.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
Out in front. Nades come back his way, and that's in a window closed, an opportunity lost, and some time ticked down. So a good initial smoke from Astralis to call out there might be some early B presence.
Fair trade-off with that op. Guardian's going to get himself back with prying eyes down mid, but there's absolutely zero contention from the other side here. Astralis, they are not flirting with middle control in any regard. They're just positioning Zipex near boxes, and now he's getting curious as the Molotovs come out, the grenade cues, it's giving him something to play with, but no one has been spotted. FaZe Clan with 5 members up on Catwalk, and again, just like the pistol, the pressure falls on Device, but he's got himself the cannon. Op ready to go. Great grenade.
The value on that.
Wow, that's not going to make this job any easier. Zipex puts a Molotov on it, gets smoked off himself. Very much on Device, fully blind. Adrian's MAC-10 being grandfathered from the previous round is going to do work, and now this bomb could most certainly be planted. Unless Glaive has something to say, he does double back from long. Adrian comes out from smoke and falls. And remember, the grenade damage really set up Astralis to just clean up the kills, but they can't do it before bomb's planted, so it has to come from the retake.
Again, all that invisible damage might add up to something. They are going for the retake. They do have long control, which is huge. Glaive is going to be a key piece of the puzzle. Sometimes he smokes Cat from here, but he'll certainly have to take a duel first, and it's 3v4.
Yep, Zipex gets that first foot moving, but Nico, big play from Nico, taps off the AK, gets nothing for his efforts, and down goes the operating Guardian. But Rain's got himself 2 from long, the third, firing for the 4th, he's denied. Zipex gets this in, and Astralis are on the board.
Just as that bomb is ticking down to his last moments of life, oh my goodness, leave it to Zipex to make sure to clean up the clutter. That was so damn close. And there was a chance there. That was a pretty nice attempt, I think, from FaZe to hold on to it. But that invisible grenade damage always has a residual impact, right? It makes it so much easier for him to make all of this presence and get up to the site in the first place. A super nice attempt by Rain. He's going to be kicking himself for that one. But how mad can you get, right? That was, you know, going above and beyond. And he knocked down about $15,000 in both utility and armor and weapons. So now they're making the way down cat quickly. They're abusing the spawn. They've gone for this fast cat exec, and Device got absolutely neutralized that car. So if they can, again, throw these pristine flashes over and over again, it's not going to make his job any easier. And calling for more support means that B will start to get weakened, as Xyp9x knows he'll have to make faster rotates back to A.
Nice boost. Nico gets eyes over. Xyp9x the first to fall. Now that Opera is going to actually have a chance to fire off. Device, as you said, countered by the smokes and flashes, blinded yet again. So him and Magis, they're just going to tuck themselves away on long A. Olaf almost finding a kill inside of mid, but the bomb's planted once more. Faze have been so consistent in getting this plant.
Yeah, they put the bomb down. It seems like it's a lot more calm for them. Guardian being very patient with the scope, but he realized this, the smoke is about to dissipate. He'll have to look for a new avenue and opening.
Still nothing further. Rain gets himself one. Device trades back, gets the best of the off. Adrian's Deagle takes 3 shots, but he does it. Now, however, it's Rain to further more. Magis completely alone back on ramp. Wants the AUG. Doesn't want to play with a FAMAS. Doesn't want to play this round, and he gets nothing more than a bullet between the eyes.
And we look how critical long control is there as they fight for it for so long. Adrian's so damn patient. So hard to pull Glaive out of position from the pit. Knows that he waits long enough, he can win that duel safely, and he does. Just a perfect amount of time where Glaive cannot be useful. In transition between these two spots. Actually, Device, excuse me, in that spot. And then, of course, the cherry on top. A clean Deagle headshot for Adrian. Now Guardian going to be spotting mid one more time. Looks for the jump pick, but the player comes in too low. It's long control out for the teams.
Catching one on cross, again, damage done. Faze have been really good at taking this early A control versus pistols. Not going to cost them anything other than half of Rain's HP.
Count him up, man. Every single kill matters in this situation. And Xyp9x at least has just that HE, but this should be a clean round. And one to remember. A strong start from Faze. Xyp9x at least pulls one back here. But again, no need to panic. They've got long control, bomb down. In their vicinity, they've got more than a minute left on the clock. They're scouting out their options, making sure the CTs are not getting too frisky. And they'll keep it simple.
Group themselves together, play it shoulder to shoulder all the way to the finish line, which has been very regularly this A site. Little B action, sure, we saw Nico try to get in there in an early op peek based on spawn, but A's been the bread and butter.
They're protecting a small dust 2 streak, that is Astralis. You know, it's another map that's kind of been very successful for them, even though lots of teams have played them on it.
Right.
So this is a big deal if they're going to be able to be broken. Again, a pistol, these clean rifle rounds help. And Antigo, the bomb down, 4 alive. Utility goes out, but not that much damage. How are Astralis going to make the most of this? They're now coming up cat.
How much more are they going to throw away?
You got to assume Magis is going to want to just hold on to this, take it into the next round.
Flash over. Olaf blind. I mean, there's so many AKs just trained on them. They know. They had a slight chance. They'll throw just Xyp9x to the Wolves and move that AK forward. 4-1 for FaZe Clan coming into this T side.
Now, there's still so much more for them to show. Again, none of the action has come at middle over towards the B side of the map. Instead, it's all been around A on cat, long control on the anti-ecos. There's just so many more rounds that FaZe can employ, and they've gotten away with everything already so far. So now we're going to have another buyout. This round, I know, it's going to be even weaker here for Astralis. They're not even going to have the op for Device, which might be a breaking point for them. I don't know what they'll be able to do. And if FaZe can read their money, which has never been harder to do, then potentially they go again for a cat exec. And I think Astralis will have to be in a more of a 3-1-1 setup where they have somebody at Goose to try to defend against A. Abusing fast cat almost every single time.
Right, and middle is also susceptible to this. It's been so wide open. CT comes back, dies immediately. Farewell, Device. Gets an assist with Rain, but can Adrian crack it open from catwalk? They know that they've taken down that Opera, who has been so consistently on car, but look at this. Magis comes out from long. He takes the fight on his own accord. This is starting to separate everybody. We have Magisk in long A. We've got Guardian doubling back with his op. Still a player standing on the A site. So Astralis, I mean, they are so separated, and yet still so capable. Magisk firing a couple of shots, can't hit that head. And it is just Adrian playing with the boxes until he gobbles him up. It's another round for FaZe Clan. 5-1 now.
Absolutely. Played to look like fools on that round. A smart round call by Nico. You know he doesn't like IGLing these days, but he's clearly got good decisions. He knows that with his experience, he can call something as simple as a mid to B play when he thinks that Astralis are going for a full long setup, and then make the most of that. Gets all the way out mid, just trusts in his call. I think he kills Glaive right away in the CT spawn, and then from there, he understands exactly what he got himself into with Guardian with the massive opening pick on the IGL of Astralis.
There we go. Again, Long just crumbles over and over. It's happening. I mean, you think, how could it get any worse? Well, Guardian gives you that answer.
Yeah.
Op pick before the Long push.
Thoroughly decimated. And it's an open B site, and it's good to save these rounds for when you have anti-ecos, just for fun. Like, hey, we don't like going B, so let's do it on anti-ecos to make it seem like, yeah, we do take B sometimes. Leave that up in the air as to whether or not you'll do that on a rifle. And Olaf, I mean, oof, it's obviously a clean tap because there's nothing else to worry about. It's just Dupree. I say just Dupree. He has a deagle.
Yeah, just Device.
Oh, Device.
Rain's plant on B. FaZe Clan keeping up this pace and just not giving Astralis anything. You know, sometimes FaZe will walk away with rounds like this, but it comes at a cost. 2 or 3 bodies go down. It's shaky. It's not convincing. This is just...
Now think about if you're Astralis. You got red on your setup. You decided to overstack long one round. Nico calls it out. They run B, or they run mid, excuse me. There's not going to be any mid presence. If Device isn't going to be there with an op to challenge Guardian or any of his teammates who might run up mid, then why wouldn't they just keep abusing that? They're skipping the Molotov in front of the door. They're not flashing out. They're not taking to pass a minute to get cat control. Nothing, because they've been fast catting every single round. So it's really on Astralis to make some presence at mid, to use Device to maybe with an op to get that safely, or have him and Zipex have something where they're working in tandem to defend the doorway so that nobody can run out mid that easily, and then they can worry about long control after that. But it's a matter of conditioning at the moment, and FaZe have had no resistance whatsoever on any part of the map.
So let's see it. Big buy back in. Device again on these AWP, 3 AUGs, and it's going to be the smoke down mid. Guardian, ready for it? Not going to happen. Now, Long, once more. It's been a key piece to FaZe's early aggression. Molotovs have them turn tail for the time being, but they are fine to just wait. You see it, 2 players setting up grenades for that 2-player push, which means Glaive is going to find himself in a very tough position, fully flashed. Great timing coming out of FaZe Clan here, just playing after the grenades come out, but Zipex falls with just 1 kill, and it's Device challenged yet once again.
I love the pace change. Device pushed into an awkward spot. He's got no one to defend against Cat. I mean, Olaf Meister could just shoot him in the side of the head right now. If Device isn't aware enough, he gets a kill, but it's 1 for 1. It almost counts for nothing. What can Dupree make of this? You can see him breathing. Not a sigh of relief, but one to maybe relieve some tension.
Bomb will be planted for Catwalk, priming Olaf for the clutch. CTs with 1 and B finally going to start working their way over. But how much do you risk? I mean, it took you so long just to get back in with a full gun round. You know these AUGs, they feel precious.
Worth their weight in gold for sure. Another clean, I like the tempo change here from FaZe. If I had to point out one thing that stood out the most is the fact that they went for the long control again, but it was slightly delayed. And the Opper looked to go up for a cap play because, again, it's a read. So here, Device thinks it's quiet on the server. Last time this happened, they decided to work up cat somewhat slowly. Maybe they'll be a little bit too aggressive. I'll have an op pick fall into my hands, and then when they reset, I can go back to long and deal with that problem there. Instead, FaZe just come in at an awkward timing, decide to storm out of long, and that finally puts them on fire.
Yep. Delayed long push was so nice. You can see Glaive even dodges the first flashbang, but the second follow-up is what gets him. Not letting Astralis into their comfort zone, a comfort zone that it feels they've existed in for months.
That was a big thing on Cat. Device dodges 1 flash, stays turned in fact, waits for it because he knows you're going to throw it, and then turns back into 1 and eats the entire thing, flash for 4 full seconds.
Early grenade damage yet again. It's Nico trying to play the picks off spawn. Glaive cross, but with just that ump, how is he going to hold Pit alone? He's calling for Zipex to come in for the peek, and successfully Astralis have done it. A 5v4 with long control, but it shuffles FaZe Clan into mid, where Rain has found Dupree. could try and go one further, but instead they'll regroup. And if they just hit this solo B site, I mean, when was the last time we saw Magisk have to hold a straight up push?
Man, he must be rusty, at least in this match so far, and he's gonna have pressure applied now. He'll have to go massive. The first and second kill come his way. There's gonna be a third peek with the op, but that's not good enough.
Magisk tears them limb from limb, leaves Nico alone on mid. And it looks like Astralis, the moment Faze have found themselves in flames, just as quickly extinguished. Finally locking down long A. Sure, that mid control is what was then the next question, because we did have Adrian get out there. But turned back because of the utility. Very good Astralis, shifting that attention from long to mid, and then all putting it on Magisk. But Nico's not done yet. Yeah. He's got 30 more seconds to play with.
It was 7-1, and I thought that's a bad omen for MIBR.
Right.
And then I saw that Phaser on fire, and that was potentially extinguished in that round, and maybe that's a bad omen for Liquid. And we don't know what the result of this match will be, but it really feels like dropping that round is a drop in the bucket. Faze have had control of it through thick and thin.
Yeah, we'll see if they can continue with that long A control. Like you said, it's a matter of conditioning, and it hasn't been easy for Astralis to lock it down, but this three-piece from Magisk, one delivered on his own, a second repeak alone, and then Guardian after his Molotov, hoping he had flushed him away, but no. Nerves of steel from Magisk, and back in, Astralis double op between Device and Dupree.
Yeah, we've got a choice, right? You can all peek together and die at the same time, or peek one by one and die slowly. That's the duel you end up choosing when it comes to entering versus B with Magisk there. However, it looks like everyone's blind already. Fast cat control. Xyp9x, the third man at A, he's dedicated to this spot now. Very important if he's going to be in transition between here and Goose. But he sees the smoke. He knows what can happen from here. Right. The problem is they can't peek it.
They've seen this. Nico's used it for a kill before. Check Device. He's creeping around the car, but doesn't catch the angle. And they're not brazen enough to just go running forward, so we still have 3 players, Cat, and then 1 each holding extremities. But as we have Adrian working away from long, you can see Glaive getting curious.
Again, another tempo change. Past a minute, no exact. We haven't seen this yet from FaZe Clan really taking their time to work things thoroughly, and Xyp9x has finally moved his way into this position. And we saw he couldn't tell he was aware of the smoke boost, but in his mind's eye knew that this is something that I can't peek. And now, in a much more prime position to deal with this exec, it's going to be difficult for FaZe.
Smoke's blanketing the site. Device gets his attention drawn down, but still he stands. Back, he catches Rain. Great peek. Lots of damage off of Xyp9x. 3 to the 3. Bombs planted. Adrian's managed with just a sliver of health to get that bomb down. Now, CT's huge health advantage, and they're going to go quiet. Walking up the ramp comes Magisk. He does hit Olaf, but Adrian now pops, gets it back with one of his own, just through the edge of the box. Device still countered with these flashbangs, and that means Nico's position's no, but Nico goes in for another op shot. And Device finds himself with no teammates left. Time more than halfway gone. He's just going to have to get the retake rolling. No kit currently on him, but one just off to the side, and there's nothing he can do about it. That's FaZe Clan with an 8.
Insane. How could you not be impressed with FaZe Clan's Dust 2 right now, especially with these flashbangs? Like, Device has no play. He's absolutely no choice but to be blind. He's dodging flashes best he can. Some are coming late. Even me as a spectator with X-Ray looking at the trajectory, these flashes are catching us off guard. And of course, you can see how good of an opper he is. He's still anticipatory of the player who drops down and hits him through a smoke as kind of just a flailing shot to see if he can get anything at all.
Wild to think that, you know, without a blind shot through smoke, that wouldn't have even been as close. And it's not often you watch Astralis make mistakes, so sometimes it's good to point them out. I mean, we saw Nico with that op kill. The smoke that landed in front of him didn't block him off at all. Astralis needed that to really have their retake rolling. FaZe Clan kind of shaking them up a bit here, Mo.
Yeah, players spotted, pistols heard. Astralis are going to have to dig deep for this one. What do you guys think? Do you think Astralis can get back into this game?
Or do you guys just want FaZe to finish it quick?
All right.
Miami smells blood in the water. And I wouldn't blame you. Minute left, and Astralis not making moves at the moment. Single flash here for Zipex on Cat, and once that smoke fades, odds are he's slain. Device starts to burn to a crisp.
And that's it. Just one for posterity, one for confidence. Another anti-eco wrapped up. Another Cat take successful. All of these stats counting towards their confidence. The kill's coming in quick. The bomb goes down. 5v3 situation. Once again, the CT scramble. More time where they have nothing to work with. They have bargain basics. They're scrounging for anything. They want to be able to come back and say, okay, at least we got this. What's Glaive going to tell them after a round like that? You know, they got no kills. They didn't deny a bomb plant. They didn't bring it into a clutch situation. They didn't put Faze clan back against the wall, right?
Yeah.
There was nothing. There was nothing to show for it, and that's why it's important to have those clean anti-eco. So 9-2. Looking for double digits here already are Faze. It'll be one more rifle round for them to do so, and then from there they'll be offered up another freebie. Very expensive habits on the CT side. You better believe Astralis are going to want to save for an op.
What's wild as well is these convincing anti-ecos, it's not like that was the first one. You know, it's not like it was even the second or the third. Like Astralis, they're normally known to get something rolling when they have just those, as you said, bargain basics.
Now, think about this too. Astralis don't even have to worry about B. They've had one exec come their way.
Yeah.
Matt just dealt with it without even having to call for a teammate. He had all those 3 kills, land in his lap with the AUG, and then that's it. That's all we've seen. The other round that Olaf lurked into B was on like some eco round. It doesn't even matter to Faze. And yet, even with all of that attention to A site, Astralis got no closer to being able to solve their issues. Now we have a push off of Cat. It's an op, the second on the server, but it's Glaive to get gushed immediately. And that's the focal point of their early round. And now that Faze know they've gushed him, they can move up.
Right.
They smell blood.
They're going to pressure that one like it's nobody's business, but here comes Guardian back. Op through the door. And that was that double op setup. You had Glaive trying to get eyes into the bottom of tunnels. And you had Device through doors. Neither of those pieces of their plan go well. So we're going to go back into what we've had, this Cat push again. And Glaive, 16 HP, could be offset by a frag, could be moved by the molly. But he does have a position here, he does have a chance. And he starts it off by dropping Rain at least. The rest of the T's, well, 3 of them here. There is that constant long threat, but the counter-terrorists come barreling inwards, and we do have FaZe Clan stuck in elbow. They can't quite get out. They're trading frags back now, 45 seconds. There is time to play, but a flash denies Nico a chance. And the CTs have to go back towards spawn. Oh! Come out. Nico, tap, tap. And Magis, well, he's on for the clutch. The 1v3 at a distance. It's the bomb planter, Guardian, inside the...
Oh my God!
Eagle to the brain. Astralis slayed again.
The hype is real. What an insane round, and you can see the level of play required to be able to even pull one back in this situation. Absolutely ridiculous stuff. Look at this composure. Unbelievable, man. Just drawing on them as if he could slow down time. Nico, so precise.
Bro, just
writing with a fine marker.
Just camping the ledge like a gargoyle.
Oh, yeah, Tomato Man's not happy about that one.
Nico sure is. Back into the pistols again for Astralis. This time they're going to start making plays. They're going to charge headstrong into the tunnels, catching Olaf with a bit of timing here, but he just commits to the mowdown. Glocks out, and so is he. Rain's going to be able to pick up these pieces most certainly as the rest of his team take map control. Rain knows he's back there. Damn. Hell of a headshot.
Oh, yes. And once again, they're saving their anti-ecos to go to B if they can. Free open sight. Couple CTs left, and yeah, we haven't even seen a pause yet here for Astralis. Not a team that normally has to take them, to be honest. As we saw from their match versus MIBR, the last time they got 16-2'd or 4'd or whatever it was last year in December.
Who's this, sorry?
Astralis, to have lost that badly.
16-2 this morning.
Yeah, this morning.
Right.
Exactly.
Killer.
So not a team that you often see having to take pauses in for good reason.
What if we have another 16-2?
Oh, and there it is. They do have a pause right here.
About time.
Just in time, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that could be insane to think about as well. Another 16-2. We've got Nico talking in the situation. Or Nico. Yanko.
They kind of morph into one.
Sure. There's a lot to say. I think Astralis were on the right track when they had Device at mid, hopping through the door.
Right.
Being very patiently looking through that corner and crack. But even then, Guardian was aware of that play, right? You know, he's just as deep as him, tactically speaking. I think they're on the same page at this point. And if you're always playing from behind, you're always going to get caught off guard. You're always going to be one step too slow. And we'll see if that trend will continue here as we round out this half. Round 14.
Already passed, though. Quick movement by Rain gets him slipped into the catwalk. Guardian picks up Magisk on mid. Guardian has been, I mean, not needed in terms of kill count, but so many impactful frags. Glaive, however, takes it back with a bit of map control, and he's going to get out of long. He doesn't want to stick around. He needs to work back and support Device on CT cross.
This eases up the tension quite dramatically. This would be huge for them to pull this back. Glaive now dedicated on the default box. We haven't often seen CTs play from this position. Xyp9x on the right side of mid this time. Interesting contrast. And they lose. Here is one of their adjustments. They've still got the op on Device, flex rotate, watching long. He'll be called over to help Glaive if it is going to be A pressure, and as we can see by the bomb, posturing up for this A attack.
Waiting for that execute. Now it begins. Still, it's just Glaive with eyes in. Device so wary about long, and in doing so finds Nico. This is going to put all of FaZe Clan coming in off the catwalk, something that they've succeeded with and also fallen short. But somebody's fallen down. That's Rain. He slips into the CT spawn, and that cap push turns into a mid to B in a matter of seconds. So dupreeh has it all on his shoulders, and he's not even watching window. He's down. Olaf just eliminates him. What a smooth move from FaZe Clan.
Pretty nasty stuff. And yeah, raindrop. I mean, if it wasn't even in the name, what are you expecting? That was a situation. dupreeh's in an awful position, but it's only because the mid gets compromised and his team doesn't realize it. So they work out quickly, but it's still a 2v2. There's still hope here, except if Glaive goes down. Device lacks mobility, but does he have the finesse? And he's past the halfway point of the bomb timer. He's going to turn tail and run. Look for the last round, ladies and gentlemen. This could be it. Astralis has one more chance to put a round together, almost just for dignity. I mean, if they pull this back, that would be miraculous, but it's already looking grim.
We talk about the T side of Dust 2, but my goodness, this is a whole other beast. Last one is upon us.
We'll have some time to unpack what we just witnessed, but so far, FaZe back on fire.
Right.
Second time in this half. I mean, if you couldn't tell from either scoreline, then I'm not sure what could make it more obvious.
Ooh, the auto sniper. The auto sniper's out.
That gets you going. Yeah.
It's out.
Okay.
And nothing.
Yeah, that made a lot of noise. That was pretty cool. Olaf off the doorway and dead.
So
tagged and bagged.
Frag goes sailing past. Nico pushes in. No utility will stop him. Still rather looking for those frags, and they have to fall out. They don't want it. Duel from dupreeh. He goes down. Last time we pulled up ADR, he was sitting at like 20. And that tunnel's push isn't going to improve his stats at all. We've got Magisk getting curious on catwalk. Could find Guardian with his head turned. There's no support for the Opper here on mid. Oh, he's going to jump up.
He wants to take a tantalizing peek there ahead of him. Guardian's going to get caught on the fallback. Potentially, no, he gets opt.
Wow, Magisk robbed of one.
Oh my God!
Flicks right up.
Up and away.
Down range, that's ambitious. Xyp9x 13-2 on the half.
Make it stop. This is just too much. I mean, just looking at the ADR stat lines in general, Xyp9x, King of Dust 2, as he honestly normally is. Him and Magisk usually go ham every time they play this map. But we've got two players above 100 ADR, and Nico and Adrian. And honestly, Adrian, 120 in that S-tier ADR, like beyond exceptional. Just ridiculous stuff. They're going to switch halves, but that's maybe not enough now. I mean, what can you say? You don't normally write them off, but this is just so close to defeat already after a half like that.
As good as Guardian was looking at the beginning of the day, I've got to give praise to Adrian. This is now the second map in a row versus both Na'Vi and now Astralis, where he's just leading the charge, right? So sick.
Yeah, absolutely impressive there. Now, they do at least get to move on the T side. They can control the pace more. The problem is there's not a lot of mix-ups on the T side for them to use. It's Dust 2. It's very simple. You can go out for long control in the first round, but until you have information on how you're reading them versus they're reading you, maybe long control falls on its face, and then it's 14 rounds already for FaZe. If they do win the pistol, however, they do get that first rifle round with a good read, then they can start to build off of that information. Okay, if Glaive takes long control, then maybe mid becomes open, just like FaZe abused that versus them, or they go back to long control. And I think that's where Glaive really shines. I think the most magical comeback he had was at the E-League Atlanta Major when they won versus BlastPro. This comeback on train, it was like 13-7 at one point, and you never think that he'd be able to do it on the T side. And that's where he showed he can condition. He knows how to condition opponents. He's an absolute master of it. And he realized that he could abuse outside in a number of different ways with just nuanced changes and make it seem like he was going to be every single time he was throwing BlastPro through a loop. It was either this A-take, a fake to B, a small change here, and that's a feature of their play on overpass as well. They go B a lot, but teams are still never prepared for it most of the time. And maybe that was a change with MIBR today, but we know that's why Glaive is in the position as at the helm of the best team in the world.
And that's one of the, I feel like, qualities of all the best teams we've ever had. You shift from Fnatic to the MIBR era into Astralis. It's always that, like, never being able to count them out. Never being able to just write off this game. And I mean, this is a steep hill if I've ever seen one. But everything changes with the pistol. And Astralis know that. They've been in many situations just like this. It's not often that we don't see Astralis in a Blast Finals, but today could be the day. This is actually, guys, the first time we've had the home team make it to the finals this year at Blast. And even last year, too, it always struggled.
That's
so
big news, yeah.
How about a cheer for Team Liquid?
Yeah, let's make those tables tremble, huh?
Let's go!
This is huge news.
How about a boo against Astralis?
They could use that, okay. All right. That's one way to weaponize the crowd. Olaf looking confused, like, please not me, right?
Yeah, they're not sure.
You guys like me.
Right, everyone's checking their shoulders.
And
here we go.
That's it. All right, for one last time, let's make some noise. Let's get into this. It's the last half of round 5. FaZe need your help.
Dupree's still down there, 28.7. Tough spot for Astralis as they come utility heavy into the second pistol. It's not every day you get to see Astralis 16-2, and it's even rarer when it happens twice in the same day. Feast your eyes on this. Big mid push off of Rain and Nico. Oh, but Mohan, look, they're waiting. We've got two Ts with attention turned. Comes down to the fight, and FaZe are going to pick it up. Now, in the meantime, Magus does get that kill on the B site, and that's going to enable the bomb to push in. We also have Dupree behind enemy lines all the way on long A. This is interesting. It's him versus Olaf. As Magus picks up another kill, the bomb does go down. This could be Astralis with at least an opening, but it's not done yet.
Damn, he knew he had one chance to hit that. And the B site's been compromised. That's a huge find. Flash to assist. They want to get this kill. They don't want it to be a 3v2 for much longer. They can't let him in. The flash goes high, but it actually bounces. No, just fine, but there's a counter that pushes them off, and it's now just Magus, and he gets shut down. Olaf with a round and a half. He had no business getting the kill on the flank.
None at all. And even especially once FaZe then take all the time to go clear long, you think it's a B retake. Good thing it's pistol. Good thing they have so many flashbangs. 14-2.
Masterfully peppering in the utility. And there it is, 14-2. We got an update on the last game. It's a very tight race, 8-7 half. And this was the same play that Astralis implored to top mid in the first round. FaZe Clan just kind of do it one better, honestly. They picked that up, 2 away from closing this out and keeping on fire the entire time. As we can see, even though it's a force up, the firepower meter is just about even. Ringend is in a precarious spot. It's getting very frisky on Cat. He's got a teammate to support him, but he's got the FAMAS. Not exactly ideal for those long ranges. Chip damage done with the 2 nades, but nothing else of it. Device goes ahead and kills one with a scout. Nico will finally come back to the well for a kill, leaving their mark on Cat for the first time. The smoke is huge.
Right, Rain's so blind, but he's actually going to try to get aggressive. Tucks himself into the corner, and he could find these players mid. Magic's lucky to be alive.
But still, you know, even that, it's worth something. Scout's been traded off to him. Yeah, Astralis just putting everything in this right now. Rain again, going to be aggressive one more time. Say you're riding high on confidence, why not? Take these peaks. The teaser at the doors, the CTs are on the other side. They know what's up.
Close one. MP9's gonna come up empty-handed, but Rain's got that AK, and he's falling back. Tough spot to be in. No surprise he falls, but there's a flank. There's a huge flank coming in from Nico. He has to come quiet, but the first player's tag. He gets Magis throwing smoke. We've got that flash pass and a follow-up utility as well. These T's are stuck in sight. Nico sprays, and it's Device with the 2 kills to keep Astralis floating, but just barely. Just barely.
They make it happen. It's almost Faze playing with their food at this point. They play around on Cat. They know exactly where the CTs are. They're constantly re-aggressing, looking for these frags, and I can't say that they don't deserve to. Again, it was an anti-eco. This anti-force-up almost would have been a final nail in the coffin right there, and here they'll have to save. And wow, dude, Nico is just leading the charge right now, being a real IGL. You know he calls around himself, and it's for those kills here. He's kind of doing one of the worst cat boosts I've ever seen, blocking everyone in the back. But hey, man, he's got great ideas, and he puts up the numbers, so how can you doubt him? Magis just snuck his way into the B side after that kind of delayed interaction up on Cat. CTs have swarmed mid.
Tough one for Glaive. Not even.
Putting away threats, yes. Looks like we might have a, you know, maybe not a long game on our hands, but we'll see.
Glaive will just continue to put away the anti-eco. Second kill, not even. So, like you said, delayed interaction off of the flubbed Cat boost, but Magis, well, he wasted no time charging into B. And that's the beauty of playing the anti-eco on Dust 2. You know, you could possibly throw it away. Look, he finds an open sight.
Yeah, of course. You've also always got to buy one smoke, maybe an HE to throw into the door to blow up a cloud of smoke that doesn't last quite as long, but one that's mostly opaque and that allows you to cross into the B sites, deny the timing. Here we have, as we can see, on pistols, once again, the smoke to cross, everybody jumping up. Guardian's like, hey, Nico, this is how you do the boost much more efficiently, and then they're going to get off of it from here, maybe push off of Cat, but it's a squeeze strat, and the Astralis are going to respond accordingly, pushing into the B sites as a bunch of the cops up on Cats are now going to jump off, realizing that the other half of the map has been compromised.
Right.
And they are none the wiser.
It's too easy anti-ecos because of these B hits. Debris comes wide, gets himself another double. Rain alone in smoke, not even going to get himself one. So Astralis, prime anti-ecos here. Losing 1 player in the previous, 5 up in this one, but still 9 rounds down.
Bit of a race for ADR just to see who can pump the numbers up on that anti-eco. Seeing all those tantalizing CTs basically naked out there at mid. And now we'll have that buy up again. It's a 2-op setup. Nico's 23 and 12. He's got an op. Guardian, who's been fantastic, barely had to do that much work, but just controlled the pace, showing up at all the right moments. Almost a Batman in this game. Putting up 11. And now that strengthens the CT side quite drastically. It's a fast cap play initially, but it doesn't look like they're going to commit to this right away. Olaf has moved over to the right side of mid. A huge commitment in many respects of the term, and it's a good idea. In fact, he gets that kill. Another through the smoke as Rain joins him in tandem.
With bomb, they've lost it. Guardian turns his attention away, and this is Faze out of nowhere. 5 members up at the end of it. Astralis want to pick up the pace, but they just hit a brick wall in Faze, locking down mid. They lost that bomb so quick.
They kind of just loosened up the leash. They made it seem as if they had the opportunity to get up Cat quick. Okay, we'll throw this small fake, will come out mid. They'll be none the wiser. Instead, they peek out before their smoke plumes. Olaf is wise to the fact that they might change it up, even though he doesn't have vision on Cat. That's how smart he is, or how good the communication was coming his way. Now they're going to try it again. They've loosened up the leash. That is Faze. They've opened up mid. It's 15-5. This could be the last round of the game. And it's on Astralis to try to take long control. They do it. Adrian falls.
first piece there's still 2 defenders on the A site. Olaf's going to keep his eyes on mid, so not losing too much map control other than long. Sure, they've thinned these numbers.
They haven't even found the second op, did they?
Olaf, he snuck out door.
Oh my god.
And the rotate's going to come in. He drops the offer, tries to spray, but those barrels serve as great cover. Guardian connects a shot, dropping Glaive to 15, and these T's are now stuck on the right side of mid. So Nico's going to kick it up a notch. He comes wide for an op shot. Rain clears left, and he's even dropped the bomb. Astralis down to just Dupree, and Faze could very realistically be putting them in the coffin. Miami, Faze picked this up.
And that's it. A match won. An update, Liquid and MIBR, 11-8 right now. We're gonna go over and check that game, and that's gonna decide whether or not it'll be Faze or MIBR in the finals.
On the B site, they shouldn't be dropping anything here. They're covering each other. It looks good.
So we're going to flash him in.